Alright, so I'm pretty behind on the reading for my acting course. So I was like, hey, why not? Why don't I stay home and not go to the club? I stayed home to not go to the club so that I could catch up on my reading. Hi, Courage. How are you? Welcome in, man. I decided not to go to the club so I could do my reading and homework instead. But I was like, hey, what if I streamed reading all the voice stuff? You know? Well, I mean, all my reading is for the voice stuff, for my voice module. But hey, I heard some of my class members are struggling with the reading, like dyslexia and all that sort of stuff. So I mean, hey, I could just lengthen the VOD with as much as I can read in the next hour and a half because I have a 9 a.m. lecture tomorrow. So I have to wake up at 7, so I gotta sleep by 12:30, hopefully. I'm still dying. Well, 07, my guy. Wishing you the best of recovery.
Daddy.
So I shouldn't spam that. Yeah, I mean, ideally no, but I mean, who knows? If I do send this out to my class, hi guys, ignore a lot of the stuff on this stream. It is, yes, something you may not understand, how degenerate things can get on twitch.tv/jollylegend. Yes. I will try and stay educational and audiobook style. Yeah. Ignore the crooms, yeah, ignore the crooms. I was thinking about muting my alerts, but, you know, maybe it could be funny, I don't know. But yeah, we've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 PDFs. Some of them are not even that long, some of them are like 2-3 pages, some of them are like 10-12 pages. But yeah, there's reading that I haven't done, and I am really far behind because we were supposed to do like, you know, maybe 2 of these a week, and now I have like 12 that I have left. That I you know, obviously I have to do at some point, so might as well stream it. I don't know if I'll get through the entire thing in the next hour and a half, but hey, might as well try. So, I think I'm getting ill again, which is a lot of fun. But right. Starting off with the first PDF. I love the scan job, which is just, you know, got this blank space over here, but hey. Good, yes. Okay, so, from word to play. So I guess this is page 72 to 65? Huh? Did I break it? I broke it. To 39, yes, okay. Nice. I've seen worse scans. I mean, yeah, no, definitely. There have been worse scans out there, so I guess I'll read these two first then. Okay, interesting. All right then. More time to get around the words on the page, but if you give them a little space, they will be fine. The group will, of course, have very varying degrees of acting experience behind them, but embrace this, for it can be very enriching. I do think there is a value in covering a spread of work in this way, so that we can open up to the diversity of the language and get pleasure from it. Preparation. The first 10 minutes should be given over to the actors for their own vocal preparation, so that they feel in touch with their own voice and their own center. If you have a voice person with you, they will of course lead the work, but I have put an outline for a short vocal warm-up in Chapter 7, pages 161-4. Now for the text. Meter and moment of thought. I'd like to start by getting everyone moving so they cannot think too much. Surprise is always a good ploy. So first we will look at Sonnet 1-9. We did this one in class actually, where we had to like restrain each other and like speak it out loud. They had my friend in the middle and we did like a bully circle around him. Fuck. And he had to try and like break out the bully circle while reading out the sonnet. And hey, turns out spirit means come in Shakespearean. That was fun. The expense of spirit is a waste of shame. In a waste of shame is lust in action, and till action, lust is perjured, murderous, bloody, full of blame, savage, extreme, rude, cruel, not to trust, enjoy no sooner but despise straight. Past reason hunted, and no sooner had, past reason hated and swallowed bait. On purpose laid to make the taker mad, mad in pursuit and in possession so, had, having, and in quest to have, extreme. A bliss in proof, and proved a very woe, before a joy proposed behind a dream. All this world well knows, yet none knows well, to shun the heaven that leads men to this hell. So this sonnet is about sex. Yeah, the heaven that leads men to this hell. I'm sure that's about, like, I don't know, premarital sex or something. First, get the group to gently read it through together. It's very important not to rush this as people read at different speeds. They should then walk around the space reading it for themselves in their own time, so they have both the time and space to discover their own response. If you think it necessary, let them do this twice. Then gather them together in order to talk over its meaning. They will have obviously realized it's about sex and lust. However, this is where you do need to clarify the word spirit is a euphemism for semen. There can be no doubt about the central theme. I love this. When they have had time to get hold of the meaning for themselves, let's fucking Joe. Get them to speak it quite firmly, being aware of the muscularity of the language, while briskly walking around the space. Thank you. So this is pretty much the exercise we did in class like 2-3 weeks ago. Repeat this, but this time ask them to change direction at every punctuation mark. Yeah, we do this. It's like every punctuation mark we like walk around the room, and then every punctuation we like switch direction. And that helps us get the direction of text from the punctuation inside of it, which is pretty interesting. You will have to let them do this a couple times. Moving and speaking quite fast at the same time can be confusing. The important thing is to make sure they really change direction on the marks quite sharply. No way you did the thing when you were supposed to have to read it, right? Crazy. Whoa. I think she probably said, hey, if you were doing the reading, you would know about this exercise. She mentioned it in the book. I didn't do the reading, I just did it in the day. Now get them to stand in a group quite close and speak it again, this time jostling each other as they speak. Yeah! And I'm so much bigger than everyone else in my class. Oh man. It's like the French teacher I have. He doesn't teach us French, but he's French, right? He says I'm really gentle like a bunny. But that's because I kind of have to be, because I'm so big. I'd crush everyone if I wasn't. So I have to be really gentle with everyone. Bro had the whole group on him. In fact, no, I didn't. This time now to find out what they've gleaned. By changing direction on the punctuation marks in this way, they will have become aware of how the thoughts are constantly on the move, one thought springing out of the next. In this sonnet, the constant movement of the thoughts puts the speaker in touch with a restlessness and angry passion in the writing. The jostling together will make each person unconsciously find the muscularity and force of the language. For although the group knows that jostling has been set for an exercise, it. Thank you, Canvas. Good old, skipping a lot of pages. Joller is Lenny for real, that's crazy. Oh hey, this was the other exercise we did in the class. Right, so yeah, apart from this, then it must be like, you know, page 40. They describe the exercise we did after this. But we got into a bully circle, effectively, around my friend Calvin, right? He's just standing in the middle, and he has to try and break free while speaking, and we have to hold him in. And bro decides not to go to my side, he goes to the side with all the like small ladies, and try and break free from there. And he managed to do it. The teacher was like, whoa! No one's ever managed to break free of the bully circle. That's crazy. But he did. To be fair, yeah, no, absolutely. There was a reason for that. Kicks off the next and builds through a speech, so that we get the impression that the character has not decided what the end will be until they get there, but but by the very words they choose, that end is inevitable. We will take a very straightforward example, the speech of Aegeus in the dream, almost immediately after the opening speeches of Theseus and Hippolyta. You probably would have... Okay. Hey, I'm gentle like a bunny, okay? Oh, hey, this is what we did yesterday. Yeah. Huh, cool. Full of vexation come I, with complaint against my child, my daughter Hermia. Stand forth, Demetrius, my noble lord. This man hath my consent to marry her. Stand forth, Lysander. And, my gracious Duke, this man hath bewitched the bosom of my child. Thou, Lysander, thou hast given her rhymes, and interchanged love tokens with my child. Thou hast by moonlight at her window sung with feigning voice verses of feigning love, and stolen the impression of her fantasy, with bracelets of thy hair, rings, gauds, conceits, knacks, trifles, nosegays, sweetmeats, messengers of strong prevailment and unhardened youth. With cunning hast thou filched my daughter's heart, turned her obedience which is due to me to stubborn harshness. And, my gracious Duke, be it so she will not hear before your grace, consent to marry with Demetrius. I beg the ancient privilege of Athens, as she is mine, I may dispose of her, which shall be either to this gentleman or to her death, according to our law immediately provided in that case. So yeah, this is Aegeus basically saying, I own my daughter, and if she wants to marry this guy or not, doesn't matter. He has my consent to marry her, because I own her. I'm intrigued by Midsummer Night's Dream. Like, is it about, like, Greek myth? Like Theseus, Hippolyta, Aegeus? Like, I mean, Aegeus was Theseus' father, but, like, just with an A in front of the E. First of the group we did walking briskly through the space. We did that! Perhaps. Hi, Hard Kabuki, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Thank you for sharing this. Oh, you're welcome. I'm just doing my homework, and it's like, might as well stream it, because it's gonna take so long to read through all the stuff that, you know, I can make it into like a sort of semi-ebook, and I can give that to the rest of my class, for those who have like dyslexia and stuff and struggle with that. Brilliant, really, right? Yeah, exactly. I don't know how entertaining this is, but hey, if you're interested in like building up your vocal skills, then it's probably a fun place to be. Do this again, but this time have them change directions on each punctuation mark. As for Sonnet 129, it should be brisk and sharp, and maybe they should beat through a few of the lines just to get a feel of its texture. Bro making the classes free. I mean, we all have these PDFs, right, on our Canvas. I don't know if you guys use Canvas over there, but it's one of the like e-learning portal things we have. And some of them just struggle with the reading, so, you know. I mean, I struggle with I don't struggle with reading, I just struggle to find time for the reading. So that's why I'm doing it on stream. Then gather all together and talk through anything they might find difficult. Now, get one person to take part of Aegeus and read it through so that a group can listen objectively. Next, in order to highlight Aegeus' thought process, place 2 chairs next to each other in the center of the space, and ask the actor reading Aegeus to start by sitting on one chair. At every punctuation mark, he should move to the other chair, but he must not speak while he's moving. Hey! We did this yesterday. One of the guys in my class was Aegeus, and he was moving between chairs. It seemed very tiring because he had to speak, stand, speak, stand, speak, stand. And the other school, it was ass. Oh man. I mean, I guess my course is very like practical. There's very little theoretical stuff in there, so Canvas, like, we barely use it. There's like, this stuff is on here, but yeah, there's just resources. I'm sure if you have to do stuff with it, it's going to be difficult. This will seem laborious at first, but soon the reason will become clear, for we will hear the rhythm, how at the beginning Aegeus was trying to be reasonable and reasoned, but as he gets going, the words he uses become more emotive and the thoughts start to tumble out. Yet, he has to give a semblance of control, which he does by every so often breaking his flow to say, "My gracious Duke," or "My noble lord." As the actor goes through with the speech, the group should mutter words that drop into their consciousness. They will surely repeat the word bewitched, which to me is at the center of his thoughts, for the word carries with it a belief in witchcraft, which again opens the dark areas of the play. As the group repeat words that impact them, they will notice how the language starts with fairly innocent words such as necks, nosegays, and then progress to strong prevailments in unhardened youth, and then, with cunning hast thou filched my daughter's heart. This line with its long vowels rounds it all up. She is mourning her loss, she is keening. I will come back to this speech when we work through the strategies, but it would be good to finish off the exercise here by letting the group walk around the space, speaking it as they want, and exploring it in their own way. It is so important that they find their own connection with the images. Anger and resistance within the language. For this, I want to take a soliloquy of Leontes, which comes in the second scene of The Winter's Tale. It is a speech in which he finds the words to express his jealousy of his friend Polixenes. Just put the PDF into AI Biden TTS. Oh man, amazing. Did you see that one like interview thing they're doing where it's like Biden and Trump are just chilling and hanging out? Like that confirms that I feel like Biden voted for Trump. Like they're just hanging out. Biden has got the biggest smile on his face. He's talking the most coherently he has in years. I think those AI Minecraft videos weren't actually AI. I think the presidents were actually just homies and hanging out. Polixenes, unfounded of course, who he believes has won the affection of his wife Hermione. He sends them off to walk around the garden, and as he watches them go, he starts to speak his thoughts. Although Mamilius, his son, is with him, it counts as a soliloquy for you feel the boy is neither listening nor understanding. They're definitely friends outside the election, right? There's like a picture of like Trump, Biden, and Biden's wife, and they're all just, having a great time. They look like the white people happy emote. It is an amazing speech to work on because as we speak it, we hear how clearly one thought triggers the next, and how from small beginnings, inch thick, knee deep, we reach the hugeness of its bawdy planet. His jealousy is self-feeding. It is also global in size. Interestingly, if we read the first scene between Camillo and Archimedes, we hear how their over-rich and sensual language takes us to the world of Bohemia and makes Leontes' journey completely plausible. Yeah, exactly. Gone already, inch thick, knee deep, overhead, and ears a forked one. Go play, boy, play. Thy mother plays, and I play too, but so disgraced apart, whose issue will hiss me to my grave. Contempt and clamor will be my knell. Go play, boy, play. There have been, or am I much deceived, cuckolds ere now, and many a man there is, even at this present, now while I speak this, holds my wife by the arm. That little thinks she has been sluiced in absence, and is pond fished by his next neighbor, by Sir Smile his neighbor. Nay, there's confident, while other men have gates, and those gates opened, as mine, against their will, should all despair, that have revolted wires, the 10th of mankind would hang themselves. Physic forth, there's none. It is a bawdy planet that will strike, where 'tis predominant and 'tis powerful, think it, from east, west, north, and south. Be it concluded, no barricado for a belly, note. It'll let in and out the enemy. Ken! Thank you for the sub, homie. Let me finish this real quick and I'll be back with you. No barricado for a belly, note. It'll let in and out the enemy with a bag and baggage many thousands on. Have the disease and filled not. How now, boy? Ken, Gorlock Slideshow. How are you, man? It is great to see you, bro. I am doing my homework. Live! I'm just reading out these books about the voice. I got about 12 PDFs, and to be fair, it's been 18 minutes, and I've done 2 pages out of maybe 90. So, this is not going to be one stream, but I definitely have to catch up, because I haven't done any reading so far. I'm doing great, man. Homework live? I know, fucking crazy. Wild. And I mean, some of the people in my class struggle with like reading, so I was thinking of just giving them the link to the VOD, because they wanted like an audio version, and they were like, yeah, using us like we are Google Pog, let's go. Yeah, I mean, it's more like I'm giving a free audiobook of these voice books that you guys can learn how to improve your voice with. I guess this one is more about how to deliver Shakespeare, this book, but I mean, there's like 12 books I have to get through. Well, not books, PDFs. They aren't that long for the day. The text is not difficult to understand, but the structure and the images are complex, and the group will need time for it to lie with them. So let them walk around speaking it through a couple times for themselves, then gather them and let them speak it through together. They will find a lot to say about the words used, very potent and sexual. Example: inch thick, knee deep. A forked one, play with its triple meaning, go play boy, play. I.e. the boys play which is innocent, thy mother plays with its sexual connotation, and I play too, referring to his own game playing catch them out by sending them into the garden. The words are ugly, hiss me to my grave, contempt and clamour, cuckolds and those words, sluiced and his pond fished. Free audiobooks, you say? Exactly. Well, I ain't gonna use any of this. Amazing. And let's go! The final bit of this PDF. The first PDF is almost done, guys. The practical issues. As I see it, there are 6 basic issues at the center of the work on every play, be it Shakespeare or 21st century or anything in between, which we need to address so that they become totally integrated with motive and character. In other words, a living part of the spoken text. 1. Hearing where the language takes us, how we enter that other world and that other character through the choice of the word itself. 2. The rhythm and movement of thought. If in prose, how the rhythm and phrasing tells us so much about the emotional state of the character. If in verse, the variety of movement within a verse line whilst negotiating sense stress and meter stress, and how the association of different vowels and consonants affects this. This also includes the possibility of a caesura, a break in the verse line. 3. Language textures. Vowel and consonant lengths within a line. 4. Speech structures. How the particular format of a speech can evoke a reaction from the listener. We can be moved to tears or laughter by its very form. Plus, how we lay the thoughts, i.e. the spaces needed for those thoughts to land. This is crucial in order for the audience to take in all the ideas and nuances within the writing, without overstressing or pressurizing. And also hear how the cadences of sound which are possible. This can be quite minimal because of the course we do not want any extravagance. However, we do want subtly to signal the changes of direction in the thought. Plus, it is these often minimal changes in pitch which draw in the listener and awaken their curiosity. In the end, we are bored by flat speech. 5. Where the image lies. The images in a play are not just pictures. They tell us where the character is living within themselves. 6. The word itself. The world of the play. As put forward in the workshop, it is so important right at the beginning to get in touch with the language of the play, and hear where it takes us. This goes for any play, be the writing classical or modern. So, as soon as possible when rehearsals begin, we need to get the cast to sit around in a circle and read the first scene, or part of the scene together, not taking particular roles, but reading a speech or part of a speech in turn. Let the group read it without trying to interpret it or make decisions about it, simply listening to the text as it is being read. They can do this a couple times if necessary so that any difficulty read the meaning can be clarified. Read the meaning as in regarding the meaning? Eddie, hi, how are you, man? Hope you're doing good today. It's good to see you, bro. I'm doing homework. As in catching up on my reading. But hey, free voice lessons for you guys. Well, yeah, this is kind of what we did with homework. Ew, I know, crazy. Yeah, all my homework is voice related though, so that's kind of fun, at least. It's about improving the voice. But yeah, that's what we did when we first got our Hamlet script. Where we, what's the word? Sat in a circle and just read line by line, individually, so we can get through the whole, sort of 3 hours and kind of make sense of the story so then we can start taking bits out of it and understanding what it's all about. Then allot the parts, not necessarily as they're cast, and as it is read through again. Ask the rest of the group to mutter words that grab them in some way. Each person will respond differently. Only those who are reading can look at the script, the others should simply listen, so that the text is heard away from the words on the page. Our consciousness is then tuned into the language, and we become aware of the specificity of the words to that place, that situation and that character. No way, bro did what every high school English class does. Crazy, yeah. Yeah, one thing I've noticed with my class is that a lot of them have been really recently coming out of like sixth form education. So they're like, oh yeah, we did this in English, we did this in drama. And I'm like, bro, it's been 6 years. I don't remember any of this. I have real world experience. I don't remember half of this academic stuff. But it's interesting, you know, I'm learning stuff again, which is fun. What is important about this is that it not only feeds our imagination, but it also takes us subconsciously to that other place, that other awareness, and this will lay on the hero without anything being consciously stressed. In other words, it gets us ready for the world and the situation that is to come. That world is then transmitted through the actor to the audience, not by emphasizing anything about or knowing about it, but simply by being with the words. The two plays we looked at in the workshop session were perhaps rather clear examples, and that's the subtext in both is so palpable, and the text is straightforward in structure, although I do think it is always surprising how dark the world of the dream is. Yo, let's go, I did the first one, let's fucking go. Let's fucking Joe. The 6 practical issues of working on a text. Was I only meant to read the first 2 pages? Pages 72 to 73? I think so. Let's pogging. I think I was only meant to read those. But if any of my class members like watch this is gonna be wild when they see that. Yeah, so I have this thing called 7TV, and 7TV is like tons of emotes. Which is fun, but we also get emotes like this, which is fun, but you know, in a pretty degenerate way. Whoa, it's Barry C again. I wonder if this is the same book. Wait, let me just reopen that tab. Is it the same book, just a different scan? Barry C from Word to Play. Ah, no, it's Speaking Poetry. Okay. Okay, so that's 12 pages. Let's sort these by like length. See, this one's only 1 page. That's 11 pages, that's 16 pages, that's 10 pages. This is, how many pages is this? This is 2. Okay, this is 2 pages. Sick. Let's sort these by length. That's 5. 5 isn't too long. And that's 19. This is 3. Pog. And that seems short as well. Cool. Yeah. Wait, did I open the same thing twice? 350 and yeah, I think that's the same thing twice. That is the same thing twice. Cool. Bro could have just not brought attention to it. That is true. I really could have. Yeah. Ah well. Commentary. The best actors, perhaps this can be said for the best performing artists in general, musicians, dancers, singers, are relaxed in performance. That is, they have no extraneous tension. Their muscles are ready to receive the impulses necessary to fulfill action and will ripple with energies into the service of particular stimuli. When the impulse has been expressed, the muscles release and ready themselves for the next job. Tense, muscular performances may generate external excitement, but seldom arouse profound emotional response in an audience. Maximum effect with minimum effort is a hallmark of great art. That's crazy, because bro said that in The Witcher 3. I was playing The Witcher 3 when I was 16. And there's this bit where you're in this play, and afterwards she's like, you actually are pretty good at this. And he's like, trademark of the Witcher School. Maximum effect, minimum effort. Or it's something like less emotion leads to more effect. As in, I guess it's like, don't overact, essentially. You can get a lot of effect with very little effort. And that's something I need to learn. Because when I was younger and I was playing through the mission, I was like, what the fuck, bro? What you mean less is more? That's crazy. But like, it's very important about the subtlety of acting and not overacting. Because that's very easy to do. Whatever. Great art is rooted in truth. Minimum effort demands a commitment to inner processes of imagination and emotion that stimulate the body and voice to truthful expression from the inside out. The body and voice will reveal large and small truths most authentically with a certain effortless ease, even in extremity. In order to develop a voice that will create maximum effect with minimum effort and therefore be truthful, actors must exercise the vocal musculature in a way that conditions the voice to respond to imaginative and emotional stimulus. In the preceding and subsequent exercises, we are beginning to do just that. Very simply, we are beginning to replace an unconscious and inaccurate picture of how the voice works with a conscious one that is both anatomically and more accurate and economical, and is trained to respond to thought-feeling impulses. Whoa, that's another one done. Let's go. But yeah, that's very true. You gotta, not overact. And physically, your awareness of yourself will be energetically alive in the lower part of your body. Lazily lift the script so that you can see a few words. Put the script down, let the ingoing breath take the words down into the lower spaces and keep breathing naturally as the words turn to images, feelings, potential action, mood, question, etc. When the words are no longer seen as print, speak them on an outgoing release of the sound. Continue with the ensuring words, alternating the supine position with a diagonal stretch, the semi-fetal position, the folded leaf, and the banana stretch. Okay. So we do like a lot of yoga in our voice classes. And honestly, my voice feels like excellent after all that stuff, because we're like doing yoga, we're stretching, we're like, doing this thing. Like, so we start off by releasing the breath in different ways. So we release on baby F, which is like a f, and then baby S, s, baby V, which is the F, but with a sound, v, and baby Z, which is the S with a sound, z, and just using that as like a vocal warm-up while doing the yoga. And then we have like the M, which is a hum, and doing all that with the yoga is really helpful, because afterwards my voice is like really rich and resonant. Learn your words lying on the floor. Learn your words on an outgoing free sound. Don't learn them in a whisper. Keep exploring images, feelings, associations. Let the words find new meanings with every repetition. Don't settle for an interpretation. Let the different positions of your body deliver up different responses to the words. Don't hold back. Let your voice out as you learn. When you are tired of the floor, shift your physical position. Speak your words in a squat, on all fours, or with your head downward. Plant the words deeply as you speak them. When you eventually stand, make sure you are still dropping the words down into the middle and lower parts of your body. Move your pelvis as you speak. Bounce your knees as you speak. Bounce your shoulder blades as you speak. Shimmy, undulate, walk, jump, and stretch as you speak. This stuff is very important. I didn't realize, first time we get into voice class, I was like, dude, this is crazy. But it's very important to be able to speak in any possible emotion and tone while doing any different movement. Because if you're acting and you need to be in a squat, you can't be like, when trying to deliver a line because you're tense. You have to train yourself so you're comfortable in a lot of different positions. I0, have sex while you speak. Incredibly based. That should be a new training technique. To be done with consent, of course. I mean, hey, I'm sure that helps. I can't imagine how romantic that would be, but it's a very intense physical activity. And if you can speak in any different way while doing it, then, you've trained your body. I think that's what Shakespeare was saying with the spirit. Yeah, practice your lines while fucking, guys. That is how you become good actors. Oh man, that's wild. Don't make any decision about how the words are spoken. Find out what they are saying and why you are saying them. The physical shifting will help dislodge any premature interpretation while opening up unpreconceived levels of thought and idea. Throw caution to the winds and let your voice out as you think and feel your way through the text. This is pure and active research. No damn shot. Reminder, speaking involves thought, feeling, impulse, the desire to speak, breath, vibration, resonance, articulation. The muscles that are engaged are on the musculoskeletal involuntary level, triggered by images. Guess we getting more trails? No way. That's crazy, bro. Here's another way of thinking about the process of absorbing and speaking a text, kind of mnemonic. The 3 M's to be nurtured are mind, middle, mouth. These are the areas to be stimulated: the mind, body-mind experiences; the middle, solar plexus, diaphragm, sensitive to image and impulse; the mouth, lips and tongue, equally sensitive. The lips and the tongue think and feel, they do not merely articulate. The 3 M's to be banished are muscling, manipulation, and mastication. It is all too easy to let the muscles take over. When they do, they kidnap the truth. Believe me or else, I'm telling you loud and clear. You gotta believe me. In real life, the muscles very often get involved in emotional expression to the point that the muscular experience says, anger is the tightening of the fists and shoulders, the clenching of the jaw, the bunching up of the stomach muscles. Grief is the clamp down in the throat, the contortion of the face muscles, the constriction in the chest. But such muscle behavior is most often the habitual response to emotion that is developed. In fact, from the suppression of the emotion. When a performance demands free expression of the emotion, the actor's subsequent fight to get past the habitual. That's kind of interesting, and then we get cut off. I think I have to buy these books, because these are at least little PDFs from the books. But damn, this is 351 pages in. Who'd be down to watch me, like, say every Tuesday after college, read for 2 hours? Who'd be interested? L buying the books, yeah, or, finding them online. Introduction. Whoa, is this page what? It's page 7, but it's basically page 1. The voice is the means by which in everyday life you communicate with other people, and though, of course, how you present yourself. Your posture, movement, dress, and involuntary gesture gives an impression of your personality. It is through the speaking voice that you convey your precise thoughts and feelings. This also involves the amount of vocabulary you have at your disposal and the particular words you choose. It follows, therefore, that the most responsive and efficient the voice is, the more accurate it'll be to your intentions. The voice is the most intricate mixture of what you hear, how you hear it, and how you unconsciously choose to use it in light of your personality and experience. This is complex, as you will see, and is conditioned by 4 factors. Environment. As children, you learn to speak unconsciously, because of your needs and because you are influenced by the sounds you hear spoken around you. It is an imitative process, so that you start to talk roughly in the same way as the family, or the unit in which you grow up. That is, with a similar tune and with similar vowels and consonants. Possibly the facility with which you convey your needs, and the resistance to or compliance with them at this very early stage, influences the individual use of pitch later, how easily you can get what you want, in fact. Ear. By this I mean the perception of sound. Some people hear sounds more distinctly than others, and some people are more accurate in their production of them. If you have a good ear, you are open to a greater number of different notes in the voice and to the differing shades of vowels and consonants. This is involved with pleasure in sound, and you are aware of a larger spectrum of choice than that provided by your immediate environment. Perhaps you are quicker to see what the voice can do for you. Physical agility. People have varying degrees of muscular awareness and freedom. This is partly due to environment, though not completely, for it is also tied up with the ease with which you feel you can express yourself in speech. And this, of course, is to some extent conditioned by education. An introverted and thoughtful person often finds more difficulty in speaking and does not carry the thought through into the physical process of making speech. There is a kind of reluctance in committing oneself to speech, and this certainly affects the muscles involved in making speech, making their movement less firm and so the result less positive. The less you wish to communicate in speech, the less firmly you use the muscles, and this, of course, has much to do with confidence. It very rarely has anything to do with laziness. Furthermore, some people think more quickly than they speak, so they trip over words and the result is unfinished. You have to relate the mental intention to the physical action. Personality. It is in the light of your own self that you interpret the last three conditions, by which you unconsciously form your own voice. So that, though you start by imitation, it is your emotional reaction to your family and environment, your degree of sensitivity to sound, and your own individual need to communicate, and your ease or unease in doing so, which are the contributory factors that make you evolve your own completely personal voice and speech. The voice, therefore, is incredibly sensitive to what is going on around it. In very broad terms, the speech of people who live in country districts is usually slower and more musical than the speech evolved in cities, which is nearly always sharp and glottal and quick. For example, New York, London, and Glasgow have very similar speech characteristics. The conditions of life conditions the speech, so that the rhythm, pitch, and inflection vary accordingly. In the same way, but to an infinitely more subtle degree, personal relationships and the degree of ease with one's environment and situation continually affect the individual's voice. Now, the image you have of your own voice is often disturbingly different from the way it actually sounds to other people. It often does not tally with how you think of yourself. Most people are shocked, for instance, when they hear their voice recorded for the first time. It sounds affected, high-pitched, sloppy, or just dull. Hearing it recorded is not necessarily a good test, as the mechanism is selective and does not give a whole picture of the voice, just as a photograph, while true, does not give the whole picture of the person. However, you do not hear your own voice as other people hear it, partly because you hear it via the bone conduction and vibrations in your own head, so that you never hear the end product. But more important, you hear it subjectively, that is, tied up with your own conceptions of sound, of how you would like to sound, and also tied up with what you know you want to convey. For you are on the inside, so the impression you have of your own voice is completely subjective. The result is that you can never be quite sure of the impression you are making, or how accurate your voice is to your intentions. It quite often bellies them. Okay, here is a tip from me, the voice actor. I am very comfortable with the sound of my own voice because I'm so used to hearing it back from recordings, obviously, because I'm a voice actor and I also edited all my recordings. Yeah, it's a lot of time listening to myself. But the most important thing is, honestly, get a mic, get an audio interface that can do live processing, so your audio can come to your headphones in a finished, polished way. Like the way my voice sounds, it has effects, it has EQ, it has compression, it's mastered, it's loudness maximized, whatever, right? So I can hear that in my headphones, my voice in a finished, polished way. So I'm very used to it and very comfortable with it, and I can then, work with my voice very well because I have a very good picture of my own voice because of that. So that's a tip from me, the voice actor. But yes, I forgot to bring my water up, so I will go grab my water bottle and be right back. I'm not going to go on BRB screen because I don't know what clips there are, and if I share this with my class, yeah, I'm not showing those clips. Alright, I have returned. With my gallon water jug. I love how small this thing makes me look when drinking from it. I remember when Jane was like, "You look like a toddler drinking from this." One of the nice, and then also one of the things that's also really shitty about winter. Hasn't someone said anything about the nails yet? I have not had any comment. She is in the user list, so tell me, what is your opinion? These are already messy because I just did them, but then the bit around it washes off. That's crazy. Hi. How are you? Crazy. Any gifters? Any gifters? Anyone? Hi, how are you today? Hope you're doing good. Yo, what up? I'm just doing my homework, you know. Sup, ninjas. Hello, got you there, yeah, absolutely. It was like, whoa, just, yeah. I checked, I was like, there you are, boom. Yeah, I don't know, I think it looks kind of cool, so yeah. Be careful, Jolly, yeah. You thought I was gonna say something else, but I fooled you, Coop. November almost over. No way! Guys, I am going to share this VOD with my classmates, okay? Chill. No, I was expecting to call you game. Yeah, no. That's a trademark of yours. Staple. No shave November. Hey, that's actually something I did. I did, shave at the beginning of November. And now this is what I have. In the last 20 days. Was it the beginning of November when I shaved? It's like I was growing out a big beard for the play I was in, and then I shaved afterwards just to let my face breathe. And now I'm growing it back. Oh. I shave except the mustache. Fair. No shave November, no spirit November. Or the time you shaved off all your hair. L, yeah, crazy. I was showing my classmates pictures of me when I was younger, and also the hair I had like a few months ago when it was long. And they were like, wow, what an icon. What a diva. Because mustache hairs feel painless. Interesting. Maybe if you use like an electric trimmer, that would hurt less probably. Or it wouldn't hurt at all. Interesting. I can't imagine feeling pain from shaving though. Because if you have a sharp blade, then it just glides across the skin and just cuts off the hair. But yeah, I dyed my hair. I tried to dye my hair silver, and it just came out so ugly I shaved my head. That was the story. It's a thing from November. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Damn, oh yeah. It was like gray mixed with that brassy orange tone. I was like, why the fuck you do that? Yeah, no, I get it. I know how much you love my hair. But it's growing back slowly but surely. I think I'm gonna grow it back to a certain point. Grow back to a certain point. Yeah, a little detour from... Maybe I'll use the YouTube tool. I'll export my VOD and then just use the YouTube tool. The YouTube tool. The Eminem bleached hair. For real. Oh man, yeah, this is the color it ended up. It's fantastic. Tool, tail. Yeah, this color, that's fucking ugly. Oh man. Like, this was good. I like this. The red was good. Tail. Trail. Whoa. Happy trail. Happy trail. How funny. Yeah, this was good. Should have stayed with that, honestly. I'll grow my hair back out to... Then you shaved it. Yeah, then I shaved it. I know. So sad and confuffled. Aw. I'm sorry, Sydney. I'm sorry. Where was it? It was when I was playing Drug Dealer Sim. That's when I think I looked the best hair-wise. Like, trimming it to that style. When did I play Drug Dealer Sim? This one. I think this is like... I think this was my peak hair. Drug Dealer Sim, right? I feel like this was... No? You don't think so? Okay. I like other more. The shorter one? Okay, that's fair. My other one was... I like this one a lot as well. Like the quiff? Yeah, that's fair. The fuckboy hair. I like this style as well, where it's just kind of pushed to the side. Oh man. But he's sweet, aww. So it balances. Looks like a fuckboy is the most gentle soul ever. I mean, to be fair, I literally am just waiting for the right person, so, you know, I can't be a fuckboy by definition. Oh my god, fucking Dante's Inferno. Yeet fooled you. I think I look pretty good in this one as well. This style I used to have, where it was just all kind of to one side. Yeah. That was good. Maybe a bit shorter. Dude, the cats was wild. Cats was wild. Now, do I dye my hair again? I don't know. I guess with acting, having my natural color is very, like, versatile. But colored hair makes me stand out. And it's like, for the first couple years I can have colored hair. It's not like I'm in any movies. It's gonna be like stage stuff, which doesn't really matter what I look like too much. So I guess I could just go back to my natural color in like the third year or so. So I've fallen thin more. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Yeah, just this hair is fine. Going back to this hair is like, I'm like 2 months away from that level of like length. And I'll be good. Not only dyeing hair for extremely important causes. I is always right, even when it doesn't make sense. Female logic. You know, the lady is always right, right? Happy wife, happy life. Sprinkle fairy fart. Yes. Brilliant. Oh man, where were we? I can't remember. I'm always more writer. Amazing. Amazing. Because I say so. You got it, yeah. Got it, baby girl, make me move side to side. Earthquake, earthquake, will you blow my mind?
Jolly Legend gifted a tier 1 sub to Punk Pixie.
You are welcome. Shrimping, goddammit. Not again. Not again. Thanks for the gift sub. Are you actually okay? Bless a homie bickering.
Birds.
Nice. Birds. Apologies to all my classmates who are using this VOD as an audiobook. You can't escape the shrimp realm. Now guys, do I edit out these like sections so it's just strictly the educational stuff when I share it with my classmates who, you know, struggle with reading? I'm like, hey, you can just listen to my voice instead. Or do I just leave the stuff in? Yes, cut this out? Okay. Probably smart. Right, where was I? Just do educational, probably, yeah. I'll do like 2 VODs. Charge for bonus. I'll export it twice and then just on the second one, I'll use the YouTube tool to just cut out all the stuff. Or I could download it and then cut it in Premiere, whatever. Okay, I think we're there. Because it is such a personal statement, criticism of your voice is very close to criticism of yourself and can easily be destructive. What you need to do is open up the possibilities of your voice and find out what it can do, and try to find a balance between being subjective and objective about it. This you can do by exercising its physical resources and perhaps by being bolder in the standards you set for yourself. Speaking and using the voice is partly a physical action involving the use of certain muscles, and just as an athlete goes into training to get his muscles to the required efficiency, or a pianist practices to make his fingers more agile, so if you can exercise the muscles involved in using the voice, you can increase the efficiency in sound. This is very true. My voice is very different before streaming and after streaming. I mean, there's also about 5 years of aging there, but you know. You can hear my voice now. One time I coughed so hard in class, I farted and blamed it on the quiet kid. That's crazy. Oh man, amazing. Both subjective and objective, got it. Yeah, it's like taking criticism about yourself. It's something like one of my acting teachers just like told me, was like, I know you're great. You guys are great, right? But my job is to, you know, improve you, right? So I will be very critical. But don't take that as your shit. Take that as, this is bad, you can change it, you know? And that's how I take it. Jolly when a 19-year-old sounds different than a 24. Yeah, you know, I was 20 here. What's up? Let's see. Oh, hello, I should be live. Why do I sound so quiet back then? Let's see, something where I'm talking more. The earlier streams I don't talk too much. Everything beautiful, wonderful. Also swap monitors. So now this one, that one's my 4K one, 4K 60 is my monitoring one, and my 1080p 1440p one is my gaming one. So we're good. Learning with it, yeah, right? It's cool. Looks good. Let's launch the game. Those who are interested in like doing any acting or just in general making your voice different. Me when the only difference I hear is you British. Did I sound more British back then? Steam, where you at? I probably did sound a lot more British back then. I am definitely losing my accent over time. Although I'm probably going to gain it back with university. Yeah. That's something I understood. I go back to like old things, I'm like, wow, I sound British back then. Crazy. Let us seek simply how sound is made. To make a sound, 2 factors are needed. Something that strikes and something that is struck, and which resists the impact to a greater or lesser degree and vibrates accordingly. These vibrations disrupt the surrounding air and set up sound waves, which you receive through ear and interpret accordingly. If the sound happens in a room, the space will amplify the sound. The emptier the space, and the less porous the walls, the more it will be amplified. For instance, a stone building such as a church amplifies sound relatively more than a room which may have materials in it which absorb sound, and where the walls are more porous. Now, a musical sound has a third factor which is resonant. Either a resonating space or resonating materials such as wood, which amplifies the initial sound and sustains it so you hear a note of resultant pitch. Take, for example, a violin. The bow strikes the strings which vibrate according to their length and tautness. These vibrations disturb the surrounding air and set up sound waves which your ear then transmits into sound, and you hear a violin note. The initial sound, however, is amplified and resonated by the wooden case of the violin, and the wooden box sets up its own vibrations, which are the harmonics of the original note, which give that note the particular quality of the violin. The sound of one violin can also vary enormously from the sound of another. The quality of the bow and strings, the precise measurements of the box, and the quality of its wood, how it's made, and so on, make the resonating vibrations different and so set up slightly different harmonics. Thus, the sound from two different instruments is still recognizable as a note from a violin, though the quality of the note can vary enormously. Furthermore, the way in which the player uses the instrument can make an enormous difference to the sound. The length and tautness of the strings determine the pitch. You make an analogy between the violin and the voice. With the voice, the breath is the initial impulse, which strikes against the vocal cords in the larynx, which have come together and makes them vibrate. This sets up sound waves which can then be resonated in the chest, the pharynx or hollow space above the larynx, in the mouth, the nose and bones of the face, and the hollow spaces in the head, the sinuses. Physically, one person varies in size and shape from another person, so each individual voice is intrinsically different. But it is how you... Nice. Resonance trails reference. You need a medium for the wave to move through. That's true from like a physics standpoint, but from an actor's standpoint, you don't need to know that kind of thing, right? All figures, yeah. I think once I get through all these like PDF snippets that are on my Canvas page, I may just have to get the book and then just read that out. Would that be interesting for you guys? Because I have like to read, I have to read all these books eventually. Like right now, I've got these snippets to do at the beginning. This one I should have done like 4 weeks ago, but hey. I love reading. Okay, cool. I was thinking, because I can only stream like 2-3 days a week. Maybe just one stream a week. I read out books. Read out my stuff that'll help me with my performance. It's just there under the lungs drawing thing. What's under the lungs drawing thing? Empty space? Oh, is it just there? Yeah, no, there's not there. But yeah. It's quite interesting, like how... Is it? Yeah, that's fair. My bad. Let's see. VST2 plugin. Where is Tuner? There we go. Plugin interface. Right now. Okay, wait. It's picking up my music as well. Let me pause the music. 1 sec. Okay. So now as I speak, you can see the pitch and note of my voice. So my voice kind of rests in between 70 and 90 hertz when I speak. When I'm speaking really low and like, you know, I go down to 70 hertz. And then I can speak a bit more energetic and higher pitch, and then it goes into maybe the 120 hertz region, 150 hertz, 200 hertz region, 260 hertz region. And then I can go all the way up to 500, 600 hertz. So the hertz is the vibration of your vocal cords. So my voice is moving. Sounds like Mr. Towley. That's what it does, yeah, absolutely. So like there you can hear the individual clicks. So right there, my voice is moving 30 times a second. Right, so that's 30 times a second is my voice moving. And then is 75 times a second. Is 600 times a second, right? That's the demonstration of your vocal cords. I should clip this stuff and put it on like my Instagram or something. Educational material, like I am the teacher now, guys. Oh man. Oh man. Oh. Bro, explaining physics 1. Hey, Hot Kabuki, thank you for the sub, homie.
Move side to side, earthquake.
Well, you blow my mind. But yeah. First thing is covering physics 1 to it, that, yeah. That's very true. Chipping, let me say, oh, thank you, man, thank you. But like, when I'm getting really, really low, you can hear the individual like clicks in my vocal cords, right? The vocal fry. Like you should be able to hear like the individual clicks because it's so low, it's like so slow to the point where you can make that out where it doesn't kind of merge into like a sound. It's just like low. man, amazing. But yeah, this is the power note of your voice, right? This is the fundamental frequency. But then you also have harmonics. I believe this is the harmonics. I'm not too sure. 1 second, let me pull up a different spectrograph. Analyzer? Will this be the one? Now when I speak, yeah, there we go. Now that's showing all the harmonics. So you can see right there, this is the fundamental frequency, but then we have all the harmonics, and the harmonics is what make these, like, sort of sound different to each other. This is really tiny. You guys can't see it very well. Can I increase the size of this? This is not available in the free version. Okay, fuck off. I don't want to pay for it. Oh, man. Amazing. No, don't say this. Magnifier. I don't know how well it's going to work on stream, but hopefully it works okay. How does this look, guys? Does it work? Because I can't see OBS anymore because, like, now my first screen has taken over my second screen. Oh, God. Then you get a Helmholtz resonator to get rid of them low frequencies. Interesting. I see it. Okay, cool, cool, cool. So... But yeah, now you can see, like, the fundamental frequency is the strongest one, but these things are harmonics. So these are what, like, change and make your voice sound like what it is, from what I've learned. Like anyone can make, well, not anyone, but anyone with a low voice can make an 80 hertz tone, right? Right, that's around 80 hertz. But these harmonics is what makes my voice sound different to your voice. Gets the notes and everything. It's cool, yeah. This M Audio suite is really cool. Melda Production Audio Technologies. They have this free suite of all the different things, which I think are really useful. They have, like, a lot of cool things, a lot of EQs, plugins, etc. I kind of use it for, like, the pitch analysis because I have, like, plugins that do other stuff, but this is really nice. It's free as well. Manalizer. M-Analyzer. Oh, man. Right, where was I? Dude, I hope whoever's watching this, if anyone from my class has, like, actually got an hour into this video, props to you for watching me for this long, and, hope you're learning something. I mean, I have knowledge that I can impart, kind of. Oh, man. M-Anal user man. They ain't for real. You did that didgeridoo tone earlier. You water you do bada you do water you do yada you do do you bada you do water you do you just them between navadum wovi yiruzikadum bravadum boy. That's rockin' chakras there, brother. Throat bass. Throat singing. The most useful part of this book will certainly be the exercises, for it is the exercises that matter. It is by doing them, and doing them regularly, you will increase the physical awareness of your voice and give yourself the freedom to experience the resonances of which you are capable. The exercises laid out at the back are a synthesis of those in the main part of the book, and, as by the end, I hope you will have experienced a new awareness of your voice. They will act as a guide and remind you, and a reminder of what you would have found necessary and useful to you. But it is important that you do not look on exercises only as a reassurance of physical prowess. They are a preparation, both physical and for your whole self, which will enable you to respond instinctively to any situation. It is only if, as an actor, you are in a state of total readiness, that you are free to be part of the action, which is new every moment. In other words, you do not have to come out of the situation to reflect and think, how can I do this? You do it at the moment the action arises because the voice is so free. Exercises should not make you more technical, but more free. You will also find that doing exercises lead you to know something more of yourself and your attitude towards acting. It seems to me that development of the voice goes through 3 stages. You do exercise for relaxation, breathing, and with increased muscularity of the lips and tongue, all of which free you and open up the voice almost as you do them. You find more power with less effort, more incisiveness, and you hear notes in the voice that you did not know you had and which are surprising. This is the first stage and an encouraging one. It is important because it gives proof of the potential sound you have. You can hear the benefit of the exercise on texts, which you use to stretch the voice and make it more responsive. When you come to the second stage, that of applying this freedom and flexibility to the work which you are presenting to an audience, then the business becomes more complex. You will very likely find that the vocal tensions and limitations you normally have are an integral part of the tensions and limitations you have when communicating as an actor, and therefore not easy to discard. You are therefore forced to question and adjust your whole acting process, for you cannot consider voice by itself, only in relation to the job you are doing. For example, some actors have an overbalance of head resonance. Tension's interesting. Trails reference. Whoa. That's crazy, brother. That's interesting. Well, I mean, I know I have a 5-octave vocal range from to gotta demonstrate that 5-octave range. Can I do like a slide from that though? My throat hurts so bad. Aw, Sag. Sag, brother, Sag. And not gonna lie, it was hard to tell what the end of words were. What does that sound? Those things that you can exhale. Oh, the party things? The You nailed it, high pitched. Let's fucking go. Poggers. They're not party poppers, they're party thingies. Not party kazoos. Fuck, what are they called? I don't know. Blowers and noisemakers, that makes sense. Damn, this is the most I can zoom in. Alright. Chapter 2. Sound. From our very beginnings, we have an emotional relationship with sound. Our first cries of food, warmth, sleep, and comfort are open vowel sounds, shaped by the lips and tongue. Listen to very small babies, and there are quite definite changes in their cries, depending on their needs and wants. Oh my god! I'm gonna learn how to understand babies! Bro, by the time I finish university, and then maybe a couple years afterwards, and I have a kid, I'm gonna be able to like communicate with this baby like so well. They're gonna cry at like A2. A2 is a very low note for a baby. They're gonna cry at like an A4. And I'm gonna be like, yes, he wants food. She wants food. Or it's gonna be like a C3, and I'm gonna be like, yo, that baby needs its diaper changed. No, when that baby's crying after I drop kicked. Oh man, amazing. Soon we start to form consonant sounds by bringing the lips and tongue into contact with each other or fixed parts within the mouth, such as the gum ridge above the front teeth or the hard palate on the roof of the mouth. We spend a great deal of time practicing, perfecting, and enjoying these sounds over and over again. Part of this enjoyment is through listening to the sound we're making and then wanting to recreate it. The other part is gained through the actual physical act itself. Creating and relishing individual sounds is a satisfying and sensual experience for us. Well, it is for the listeners of twitch.tv/jollylegend. Hey, I was called Audio Viagra. So I can say that, okay? I have references, sources. I mean, at one point, a group of ladies decided that my voice was enough to cause them to fill up a lake. So, you know, just part of the Jolly Legend lore. That is something I should definitely cut out of the... listening to you makes me hard. Well, it definitely made one person hard. Fair enough, it's true. Oh man, this is not, You know what, it's an hour and 15 minutes in, you know? If someone's still listening at this point for my class, they're dedicated enough. It is the internet, okay? I'm extra degen here. I am much more sensible in real life. Oh man. Eventually, we start to open up our ears to the sounds around us and mimic what we hear. When these unrelated sounds start to join up into words, we create meaning as well as emotion for the first time. The last stage is the realization of the effect these sounds and words have on others around us, which inspires us to find new ways of expressing ourselves. It's an exciting journey. It is in these early years that we truly understand the essence and interplay of individual sounds. However, as we develop into adulthood, and spend vast amounts of our time focusing on the written page in order to read and write, we lose some of this unconscious knowledge. Having said that, education in many societies is starting to open out and include more opportunities for spoken communication in mainstream curriculum. However, it is still in its infancy compared to the opportunities provided for written communication. We focus on the nuts and bolts of writing, but not necessarily on the nuts and bolts of speaking aloud. It is important for actors to take a journey back to their early experiences in sound, so that ultimately they can rediscover and relish the power of words. Writers often link what they're describing with the sound of words with which they choose to describe it. Of course, it is the words themselves that carry the meaning and not the separate sounds, but a writer's choice of sounds can provide us with all sorts of information, including the inner workings of character. If an actor can't access these sounds, then the energy and drive of a character's speech may become blocked. You will need to understand the effect, energy, and interplay of individual sounds in order to recreate this experience for your actors. So, let's get a bit more technical. Consonants. Vowels release emotional energy, whilst consonants create definition and meaning. This is partially because vowels are formed by the lips and the tongue, shaping the breath stream, modifying the space within the mouth, while consonants are formed by the lips and the tongue coming into contact with each other, or another speech organ obstructing or narrowing the space within the mouth. It is much easier to feel how consonants are formed in the mouth than vowels, and can be quite a useful exercise for actors to describe how different consonants are placed or created. For example, in Standard British English or received pronunciation, T is created by the tip of the tongue coming into contact with the gum ridge above and behind the upper front teeth. Be aware that the positioning may change depending on the accent. For example, in an Indian English accent, T is created by the tongue tip curling upwards and backwards towards the roof of the mouth. It is extremely important that you don't get hung up on what you believe is or isn't correct. There are only different accents. You may require an actor to work on a particular accent for a particular character at a later stage, but the work for now is about playing with sound. The second way in which consonants can be classified is by their voicing. Some consonants are voiceless and others are voiced. Voiceless consonants occur when the vocal cords or folds are apart, while in voiced consonants, the vocal cords or folds come together and vibrate so the breath is vocalized. Many consonants have their voiceless and voiced equivalents. For example, P, B, T, D, S, Z, F, V. Yes, that's what I was talking about earlier with the baby sounds. When you're like doing breath work, it's like P, 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 B, 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 T, 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 D, 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 S, Z, F, V. It's the exact same mouth movement, but they're voiced. So it's saying the same sound, but one's got voice and one's not got voice. One's air, one's voice, kind of thing. That means in standard British speech or received pronunciation that T and D are created in the exact same way in the mouth, tip of the tongue coming into contact with the gum ridge. However, one is voiceless and the other is voiced. You can get your actors to check on this by putting a finger on their voice boxes. Like here? Or like down there. I'm assuming like just put it here, right? And trying each sound. If their finger feels like a buzzing sensation, the sound is voiced. If there is none there, it's voiceless. Ah, interesting. Cool. Yeah, you feel that buzz. The third way in which consonants can be classified is by the way in which they release a sound. Plosives. Plosives occur when the passage of air is totally blocked by two speech organs coming together. For example, the lips in case of P and B, the tongue and gum ridge in case of T and D, and the case of K and G, K and G, the back of the tongue and the soft palate. Breath pressure increases behind the point of contact, and a mini explosion or plosion is heard as the organs part. No way, like Josh Turner. Whoa! That's crazy. Affricates. Affricate consonants occur when two speech organs make contact, but there is a gradual release, creating friction in the sound. For example, the initial consonants in child and judge. Child, judge. Gradual release. I've never heard of an affricate before. Interesting. Fricatives. Fricative consonants occur when two speech organs are held close together, narrowing the air passage where the friction is created in the sound. F, f, v, s, z, h. Africa? Whoa. The Africa consonants? The Africa continent? Whoa. Crazy. The initial consonants in thin, those, shop, and the middle consonant in measure. Nasals. Nasal consonants occur when the passage of air is completely blocked by contact of two speech organs so that the air and sound have to travel out through the nose, creating a nasal sound. There are only three sounds in English where this occurs: M, N, and N, and Laterals. Lateral consonants occur when the middle of the outgoing air passage is blocked by raising the tongue to contact the gum ridge. The sides remain lowered so the air escapes sideways or laterally. This happens on two sounds in standard British speech or received pronunciation: the L found at the start of the word little, and the L found at the end of the word little. The former is called clear L and the latter dark L, where the back of the tongue is raised. Semivowels. Semivowels, but again in a vowel position, but because this position can't be sustained, they're classified as consonants. For example, W, R, and Y. That's interesting because sometimes Y is like a vowel for some reason. So interesting, W, R, and Y are semivowels. So a vowel is something that can be sustained, and a consonant is something that can be said. Interesting. Plosive consonants are known as stops because sound is stopped by speech organs. Affricate, frictive, nasal, lateral, and semivowel consonants are also known as continuants because the sound can be sustained or continued on. Writers will use plosive consonants to create a particular effect. Hi Element, how are you, man? Welcome in. Hope you're doing good, bro. I'm doing my homework. Writers will use plosive consonants to create a particular effect, perhaps slow the pace of delivery, and sharpen the effect of the character's speech. Other combinations of consonants might help the speech to flow, combining with vowels to create an emotionally charged lyricism. Take a look at the speech by Lady Macbeth and her use of plosive stops, which sharpen the horrifying image she presents to her husband. That's a wild first line. I know, crazy. At least my homework is interesting because I'm learning how to make my voice better. And hey, I get to teach you guys how to make your voice better too. I have given suck, and I know how tender 'tis to love the babe that milks me. I would, while it was smiling in my face, have plucked my nipple from his boneless gums and dashed the brains out, had I so sworn as you'd have done this. Damn, Lady Macbeth, that's wild, homie. In the second half of this excerpt, the hard plosive consonant sounds, both voiced and voiceless and voiced, create a brutal effect. The P in plucked and nipple, the B in boneless and brains, the G of gums, and the final T of plucked, dashed, and out. Remember, it is the sound, not the spelling we are focusing on. Although plucked and dashed are spelled with D, the sound is actually T. The actor who bites into these sounds, explores them fully, will find greater relish in the image. in keeping with Lady Macbeth's character, as well as communicating the full horror of it for Macbeth and the audience. Dorimant in The Man of Mode by George Etheridge also uses the plosive P, but in an entirely different way, evoking the hard, thrusting nature of the sexual encounter with pluck, passion, and panting. I had made a pluck off this mask to show the passion that lies panting under. A more lyrical effect is created by Antonio in this extract from The Changeling by Thomas Middleton and William Rowling. Damn, I want to say it sounds like you're biting the words, you say biting. Right? It's interesting though, playing around with the words, because as a voice actor, plosives are kind of like a #1 enemy kind of thing. So like I have the windscreen on this mic and I have a pop filter on this mic, right? So it kind of blocks the air because plosives release a puff of air. So either you speak off axis, which I try to do normally, or you use a pop filter like I have on this mic, to sort of, avoid the p or sound of the air hitting the capsule of the microphone and kind of, and it doesn't sound good, it disrupts the recording. So as a voice actor, you learn to soften the plosives as much as possible so you don't release air for good microphone technique. But, like in theater, you don't have to worry about that. So using plosives to an effect, for example with Lady Macbeth, plucked my nipple from his boneless gums. You really p the air forward, which I mean is fine as long as you do it off axis of the microphone, you can do that. Plucked my nipple kind of thing. A more lyrical effect is created by just not, yeah, right, exactly. And as long as the mic is pointed at your mouth, then you're good. I bring naught but love, and a soft wounding shaft strike you with. The delicate use of voiceless consonant friction in soft shafts and strike helps Antonio to create a sensual image to try and woo Isabella. The actor who explores the gentle hiss of these sounds will bring to life the full extent of Antonio's feeling. All of these examples can be described by the terms alliteration, a repetition of the same consonant at the beginning of a series of words. Consonance, a repetition of the same consonant in the middle or at the end of a series of words. And onomatopoeia, when a word makes a similar sound to its meaning. A word of warning, however. An actor who overuses individual sounds at the expense of meaning will destroy the natural speech rhythm of the character. The audience will only hear the sound and not the effect it is intending to create, or the thought inherent in the line. Therefore, working with the sound must be carefully balanced with the character's thought process and emotional state. Classic voice. Vowels. As we have already learnt, vowel sounds are free-flowing and unimpeded in their passage through the mouth. However, they can also be different lengths, depending on how they are shaped in the mouth, and depending on the other sounds surrounding them. Vowel length is of particular importance to the actor because writers often use it to create emotional depth, flow, and lyricism. Monophthongs, or pure vowel sounds, are made when the tongue, lips, and lower jaw take up one position and to shape the vocalized breath, remaining in that position for the duration of the sound. Monophthongs can be long or short. In standard British speech or received pronunciation, long pure vowels can be found in the words mark, feed, tall, blue, bird, while short ones can be found in the words cat, get, hit, not, but, cook, and the final neutral sound in water. If you try them aloud, you'll be able to feel and hear the difference. Well, like to hear that you are not talking to the mic and it has the same bass and all that. I understand that, yeah. So when I'm doing like proper voice acting, that's why I have like this mic for streaming, and then this mic for voice acting. Because if you're in like a video game and you hear a character with a plosive, it's gonna take you out of it, right? And this is the one I have for like games, because this one sounds really natural, whereas this one has that sort of movie trailer sound. So that's why I have two microphones, one for that really bassy engaging, in a world where people dominate the masses. And then this microphone, which is like, I can probably just demonstrate now actually. And then this microphone, which is a lot more neutral sounding, which fits like games and sort of audiobook and all that sort of stuff, where it doesn't have that crazy bass kind of thing. It just sounds like how I would sound naturally. Wait, no. Okay, sorry, both mics were active at the same time. So this is the microphone that sounds really natural, doesn't have that crazy bass response. And this is the microphone that has that really nice bass response. So it's like, I have the microphones for two different uses. This one's nice for streaming and for like radio voiceover, and that one's really good for like games and stuff. Games and animation and any kind of acting. So hey, at least I have a use for multiple microphones instead of just spending money for no reason. Where was I? Diphthongs are made when the tongue, lips, and lower jaw start in one position and glide immediately toward the position of another vowel sound. In standard British speech or received pronunciation, there are sounds in might, gate, note, how, boy, fear, there, tor, and roar. If you try them aloud, you'll be able to feel and hear the glide within them. Vowels can be lengthened or shortened further depending on the surrounding consonants. That's sick, right? It's cool. Vowels can be lengthened or shortened further depending on the surrounding consonants. If a vowel sound is followed by a voiceless plosive consonant, then it'll be shorter than if it's followed by a voiced continuant consonant. For example, try the difference elaborate in heart and harm. Both use words with the same monophthong. In standard British speech or she's got to find a way to shorten this, dude. Just say in RP, like we've had. I will just say RP from now on, and assume that means standard British English. But the final consonant alters its length. Likewise, a vowel sound may be longer if it is the final sound of the word. For example, far. Although this really depends on where the word is placed within a phrase, the next sound in the following word may limit its length, or the rhythm of the line may place it in an unstressed position. Again, altering its duration. Because received pronunciation is the actual term. Standard British speech is just like, yeah, if you don't know what received pronunciation is, it's not standard, it's like posh. It's posh British speech. I don't know what standard British speech is like called, actually. I think it may just be called standard British speech. But we will just say RP. Can't wait if you have 10 mics at once in the PC and have different effects on each. That would be crazy, right? Oh man. In Seumas Heaney's The Burial at Thebes, which retells the story of Antigone, the blind seer Tiresias tries to deliver some brutal advice to King Creon. He uses strong images to bring home his point and persuade Creon to change his decision about Antigone's death sentence. I know things I once sit in that stone chair, and the birds begin to skirl above my head. But never in all my years have I heard the likes of screams and screeches that I heard this day. There was no meaning to them. I knew by the whirl of wings and the rips and spits of blood the birds were mad. The repetition of sounds, both vowel and consonant, in screams and screeches creates a chilling effect, and the long pure vowel E gives weight and emphasis to the sound and image or sound image. In the final line, the short vowel in rips and spits effectively creates the image of short, sharp, violent movement and provides the actor with an opportunity to fully create an image of mad birds in order to evoke a response from Creon. Further on in the text, Creon accuses Tiresias of expecting a bribe. Part of Tiresias' response is, "Then tell me when the lamentation starts. When women wail and man howl, rake your walls, tell me I've been bribed." The long diphthongs in wail and howl, if fully explored, give us a small insight into the actual sound lamentation, or the keening that is about to take place. These examples can be described by the term assonance, a repetition of the same vowel in a series of words, and onomatopoeia, when a word makes a similar sound to its meaning. Many classical writers use a long diphthong O at the start of a line in order to convey the character's emotional response to a situation or to allow the character an emotional moment prior to intellectualizing a situation. One of the most famous examples, and one that everybody seems to explore at some point in their training, is at the start of the chorus speech in Shakespeare's Henry V. Page load. Oh, okay, it's there. Oh, okay, there we go. Oh, for a muse of fire that would ascend the brightest heaven of invention. Let me hydrate. Turtle. I've heard actors shy away from using the full weight of an O sound because it makes them feel uncomfortable, and they often pass over it quickly or devoice it on a breathy whisper, hoping that nobody will notice. A useful exercise is to take the O away from its context in order to explore a series of emotional moments for the character in isolation from the text. It is important to use the diphthong glide fully in order to express the range of emotions that might be within it. Putting it back into context, clarifying the exact emotional reason for the sound, and using it as a launch pad into the rhythmic thought will strengthen the resolve of the whole speech. After focusing on an individual vowel sound and exploring its emotional weight, always help actors to find a way back into the context of the word, thought, and world of the play so that its use is balanced within the whole. How do you improve your fast talking rapping? I'm trying to make that into fast singing, but since English is not my first language, it's hard to go fast in some words. You just do tongue twisters. When I was 14, I just tried to rap along to Tech 9 as much as I could until I kind of developed the sort of tongue strength. I think it's just you have to develop the strength in your tongue. That's basically it. Follow me, I'll run the track and run the game on mycology. Fuck, I don't even know the lyrics. Let me find the lyrics. Follow me, I'll run the plan and run a game on psychology. They can never manage to do damage, no apology. Picking up the pen, little man, because it gotta be frantic, I'm a gym because I'm melody. Grab the track, and go to my puppy pappers and paddle duck flagging the top of hip hop and watch me rock with the showstopper track, propping up the worldwide choppers. If you anybody, you notice it, tech is a pinnacle, anecdotal solids, and loaded code of orders, blah 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 blah. Oh man. What if I ran to you with a bogue stick, up and tap you rappers like a Jehovah's Witness with a foot of Jesus and a paper pamphlet? If you threw on churches like a spring Hamlet, silver burning like a... this is not the right lyrics. Threw up more churches, not threw more tracks. The fuck is these lyrics, bro? Don't do victory, bro. Oh, man. But yeah, you just gotta kind of work on the tongue strength.
You can be my new thing. Got it, baby girl, make me move side to side. Earthquake, earthquake, will you blow my mind?
Jolly Legend gifted a tier 1 sub to Trails of Courage.
Whoa. Right, where are we at? After focusing on the individual vowel sounds, exploring its emotional weight always help actors to find a way back into the context of the word, thought, and world of the play so its use is balanced within the whole. These exercises seem simplistic, but they will help your actors to rediscover and relish sound in ways they may not have thought about since they were children. In addition, these exercises will act as powerful wake-up calls to the speech organs so that the latter work on words will be underpinned and supported by the sounds within them, ultimately creating a much more powerful response to the text. Because these exercises do seem basic, the way in which they need to be introduced to actors should be carefully planned. Acting and delivery has overlaps with music theory and sound. Oh, absolutely, right? It's so connected. Like, one thing that my teachers are trying to do is that we have a musical theatre course at university, we have an acting course, right? But I don't think there's any teachers that are on both, and they're trying to make it so some of the teachers that do singing and stuff come over to our course and teach us that, and then some of the acting teachers teach the musical theatre people about acting. Because I want singing lessons, personally. My native voice I can do that in English. I try to fast talk or rap, feel like I do okay until I start not even properly pronouncing the words. Honestly, go on YouTube, do the sound at the speed at 0.75 and just do it until you can do it properly, and you can do every single syllable, and then just keep practicing and then just speed it up back to normal, and then try doing it even faster and see if you can keep up with that, and then go back and then you'll find it easier. And yeah, kind of relishing the words and the speech is something we kind of forget, right? It's like that French teacher I have. He's like, English is such a beautiful language. And he was also like, cunt is the most beautiful word in English because it's describing something beautiful. To Godzilla, Eminem. English speakers that don't speak English are multilingual. True, exactly. But yeah, relishing the words and kind of enjoying what you're saying, it's important. Well, I guess it depends on the character. If it's a character who's really enjoying what he's doing, then do it. But if it's a character who hates everything and hates life, maybe don't do it, But I guess in exercise and in practice, do it. Where was I? Because these exercises do seem basic, the way in which they need to be introduced to actually be carefully planned, there will be different ways of implementing this work in amateur actors and actors in training opposed to a trained professional acting company. For the latter, I would strongly suggest undertaking 1 or 2 of these exercises at the end of a warm-up prior to working on the text, whereas amateurs and students may need a more comprehensive focus during classes or rehearsals. Creating sound. Ask your actors to lie on the floor in semi-supine, see chapter 1 for details, with their eyes closed. Give them time and space to release into the floor and regulate their breathing. Provide them with a series of directions that will help them explore in the way in which human beings learn, create, and enjoy sound. For example, sighing out like a contented baby, laughing like a tickled baby, speaking short vowels and plosive consonants, followed by nasal consonants like a baby experimenting with their first sounds. Ask them to try joining some of these sounds together, and finally, invite them to speak their first word. The choice should be theirs. Keep coaching them to relish the muscularity of the sounds they are creating. I was hoping for quick tips. Maybe you got the secret of unlocking my inner M&M. I wish. It comes with practice. Defining sound. Create a list of consonant sounds and ask your actors to work in pairs so they can test out and describe for each other exactly how each one is formed in the mouth. It's useful if actors with different accents work together so they can discover any differences in placement. Swap the pairs around so they can compare their discoveries. That's interesting. Most of us are British. There's like one girl from Ukraine and one guy from South Africa. So they have different accents. And then there's me with my weird my weird like 20% American accent. I don't know if it classifies as different because it's still close enough to English, but it's 20% American. The plosive bite. Create a list of plosive sounds P, B, D, T, K, G, and ask your actors to speak through all 6, exploring the bite and explosive release of each one. Gradually get them to increase the pace of this list without necessarily increasing in volume. Finally, place your actors in groups so they can play with the different rhythmic variations and create a sound poem, chant, or rap. I can't wait to do this in class. I hope we can do this in class. We can do a rap like P, B, T, D, K, J, P, B, T, P, T, T, ba, ba, da, boo. The sound song. Ask one actor to start the song by creating a sound or rhythmic sequence of sounds, either on a sung or spoken note. Ask another to join in with a different sound or rhythmic sequence of sounds to complement the first singer or speaker. Gradually allow the rest of the group to join in, one by one. Allow them to find a natural finishing point by themselves. The sound orchestra. Set up your actors in rows with one person at the front as a conductor. The conductor then physically conducts and the group must react with sound in accordance with his or her movement. The orchestra might naturally choose to work only with long, open vowel sounds. If this is the case, then allocate different sounds to different actors, so that there is a balance between short vowel sounds, long vowel sounds, plosive consonants, and continuant consonants. The sound improv. Create a simple scene topic, for example a child's birthday party, or create a scene around the characters of the play you are rehearsing. Allow the actors to improvise the scene, but instead of using words, they may only repeat a sound which you've allocated them, for example the consonant T. Think carefully about how you allocate these sounds. For example, if a character in your play and the improvised scene is playing an aggressive objective, then allocate a harder plosive sound, which will allow the actor to balance sound with emotion and meaning much more fully, as well as providing opportunities for playing with sound and warming up their speech organs. This exercise may help your actors discover new layers of their work with the words of the text. My internet seems good right now, unless you're getting a, exclusive pre-release nice bitrate there. Isolating sound. Choose a short speech from a classical text, preferably one that marries sound with meaning, like the examples given in this chapter. Ask your actors to speak only the vowel sounds, isolating them away from the actual words and exploring their shape, length, and weight. Then ask them to speak the words of the text and forget about the previous exercise. They may find the text will hold more emotional weight for them now. Repeat the exercise, but with the consonant sounds, the words are fully defined by the sounds within them. Would you ever at your school like acting in general, voiceover and all that? It's acting in general. Right now my assessment in December is on Hamlet, the play. We've got a couple scenes from Hamlet and we're kind of just doing it together and creating like this kind of show. Like we can't do the entire thing because Hamlet is like 4 hours long. but we've taken certain scenes to put into like an assessment piece kind of thing. But that is first semester, but it's just kind of everything in acting we're getting taught. The emotional O. Choose a short speech from a classical text where the character uses an isolated O to express an emotion. For example, the prologue speech by the chorus in Shakespeare's Henry V that starts with "Oh, for a muse of fire." Create a list of different emotions of that O and ask your actors to explore each one on the sound, either in isolation, in pairs, or as a group. Make sure they stay on their feet, which will hopefully prevent them from falling into the trap of analyzing the work rather than just doing it. Then allow them to place the O back into its original context and see if it holds any more weight or meaning for them. Give them an opportunity to share their thoughts. Contextualizing sound. Choose a nursery rhyme or a short, simple piece of verse that uses sound to create a particular effect. I like fee, fi, fo, fum from Jack and the Beanstalk, where the giant bites into sound in order to verbalize his threat. Teach the rhyme to your actors line by line. It may not be familiar to speakers from a non-English background. Ask them to try it aloud a few times with a partner. Now ask the pairs to try it again, but with the objective to threaten. Their natural reaction will be to increase the volume, which will blur the specifics of meaning and simply create an emotional wash of sound. Ask them to speak the text quietly, without whispering it or devoicing it, relishing the sounds to create the threat. The effect will be so much more powerful. Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman. Be he alive or be he dead, I'll grind his bones to make my bread. That's it for this one? Cool. Whoa, we did like the 3 shortest. Now I have this many left, which are many more pages. 12 pages, 11 pages, 16 pages, 10 pages, 19 pages, 12 pages. Whew. Of movie actor, theatre actors, more voicing in the future. Any of them, honestly. Movies would be like the dream, but like voice acting I already know, so I can obviously go back into that. And theatre is, I guess, a lot of what we learn is very theatre based. So that could be something I go into as well. But yeah, it is 12:16 in the morning. I have class in 8 hours and 44 minutes. So I have to wake up in like 6 hours and 44 minutes. Hooray. So I should start winding down. This has been fun. I think next time I'll start streaming a little earlier, so I don't have to, go to bed straight away. I really didn't even go to the club today so I could read. Normally at this time I'd be at the club. It ends in like 45 minutes. At 1 AM is when it ends, so I get home at like 1:30. And then I have the 9 AM lesson, so it's like, ugh. But hey, so, thank you guys for hanging out. It has been lovely having you guys here, and I hope this was like slightly educational. And if anyone's actually watching from my class, then well, I hope this really helped. Oh man. But yes, okay. So I'm gonna call it here. Thank you guys for hanging out. See you guys next time, and goodbye. Guh.